morning. Welcome into ARC Southeast Texas at 10 o'clock. It is 10.
Yes.
I know, a little confusing
I
seeing
know,
Angel.
because I'm here. I'm like, I'm staying up late.
It's way past his bedtime.
Yeah, usually I'm wrapping up at 9, but I'm excited. Actually, I'm filling in for Jade Morrow, who is on a little vake. And so I'm excited to be here. I watch the 10 a lot. In fact, yesterday I made it home in time to watch the 10 from home. And it was kind of a fun, different experience to actually watch TV like normal folks.
Well, I was going to say, is it kind of weird sometimes, like seeing also like what you do? You know what I mean?
Right,
like normally it's you and I, so then Jade there too. Also, you said she's on a little what?
Vake? Is that not what young people say these days? Vacay?
Unless I got it wrong. I've never heard bake.
Oh,
a vacay.
Maybe vacay.
A vacay. Yeah.
No. You know, that's my problem when I try to be hip. It just doesn't happen.
It's okay. It happens sometimes. So,
basically, she's not here today.
Yeah, Jade is on vacation.
Is she at Disney World?
She is. Oh,
wow.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. So,
hey, this is it. This time of year where you are going to Jamaica.
Next month.
Jade's in Disney World. And I'm going kind of in the same vicinity. At the end of December, I'm going to Universal Studios.
Fun.
Which is kind of the same area.
Yeah, real close.
And speaking of that, John Kane, who's our director today, we used to do the Children's Miracle Network telethon, and it would send us to Disney World to do some segments. Totally. It was cool.
Yeah,
it was when TV stations were rich. But we got to go there. But what we learned, Disney World's hard. If you're hungry, and at night when they close up everything, it's hard to find to go into the real world. But we managed to escape and go to a Denny's. Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
So always
got to find a way to make it work or something. Yeah. So Angel will be here today and tomorrow, filling in for Jade. So glad you're here.
Glad to be here.
Got a lot going on today. Some fun stuff.
Yeah, and obviously some tragic and news. You know, a lot of some sad stuff and some violence erupting in several parts of Southeast Texas.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a dive into some of our headlines this morning, some of those local news. One person shot in broad daylight at a gas station. What detectives are revealing about the violent confrontation.
Plus, a murder outside a busy gas station in North Beaumont. Well, it turns out that was not the only crime committed at that location related to gun violence.
Plus, early voting centers continue to draw crowds from sunup to sundown. We'll take a look at some of the numbers as day 4 of early voting is now underway.
Well, just over an hour away from Beaumont, a shooting erupting in the middle of the day outside a gas station.
Yeah, the violence broke out at the FutureWise on State Highway 146 in Livingston. First responders rushed to the scene around noon yesterday and began to treat the victim. The Polk County Sheriff's Office tells us a Precinct 4 deputy constable identified the shooter and placed him into custody. The victim was flown to a Houston area hospital for treatment. The sheriff says the violence wasn't a random attack, but the result of an ongoing dispute. The suspect is in jail this morning, charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. His name has not been released. Now, this video is courtesy of PolkCountyToday.com. We're also learning a murder outside of a busy gas station and convenience store in North Beaumont wasn't the only gun crime that night at the scene.
The Jefferson County Grand Jury indicting 17-year-old Corey Carter of Orange for deadly conduct. Police say surveillance video shows Carter pulling out a gun from his waistband and firing into an area crowded with people, cars, and buildings over a week ago at Honey's Drive-In, which is on Concord. Officers recognized Carter from the video because they've arrested him a number of times for gun-related crimes, even though he's only 17.
Carter is not charged with the murder outside of Honey's Drive-In. Another man is accused of that crime stemming from the October 13th fatal shooting in the parking lot. The victim, 24-year-old Gregory Carrington, died at the scene.
And developing this morning, a baby girl has died after being found abandoned near the Galveston seawall yesterday. Galveston police say officers responded at around 9:45 yesterday morning to reports of an abandoned child in the middle of the road just outside the Kroger near 59th Street and Seawall Boulevard. Authorities say the child was still alive and rushed to the trauma center at the University of Texas Medical Branch. Galveston police say the baby died at the hospital. Investigators have not yet been able to identify the girl, but say she was about 17 months old. Authorities say a suspect is detained and will face capital murder charges.
And real quick on that one, too, we did get some updates really just recently. That little girl has been identified as Hannah Yonko, and her mother, Chanel Yonko, is in custody. The DA says that the mother intentionally dropped the the daughter off of a Galveston hotel balcony. So
Oh,
we'll
wow. Sad.
work on getting you more information there. But a good way to do that, as always, our KFDM News app, which is what I'm reading it off of right now, as well as our social media sites, and also just our website, kfdm.com and fox4beaumont.com.
Such a tragedy there.
Horrible story, yeah.
Well, the Battleship Texas may have to set sail for a new home base after plans to create a berth at the port of Galveston ran into some turbulent water. The Battleship Texas arrived at a Galveston shipyard 2 years ago to undergo repairs. Beaumont competed for the chance to provide a home base, but lost out to Galveston. Tuesday, however, the Board of Trustees for the Port of Galveston voted to kill the deal, saying it has doubts about whether the Battleship Texas Foundation has enough money to move the ship across the harbor. The deal is not dead, though, but some believe it's definitely on life support.
Well, a chemical plant preparing to shut down in Orange will instead remain open, but with fewer employees. Envista on FM 1006 in Orange produces chemicals used in making nylon products. Last October, company reps revealing one of 2 production lines would close by the end of last year, and the second line would shut down before this year is out. But the company says a partnership with Dow Chemical and changing market conditions have changed the business landscape. A spokeswoman tells Fox 4 Envista will employ about 60 workers plus contractors and other positions. At its height, about 300 worked at that company.
What's back to the drawing board for the city of Beaumont and the Beaumont Professional Firefighters Union, Local 399. After a little more than an hour of meeting yesterday, there was no deal. Take a look at the city's offer: a 16% pay increase divided over 4 years and a minimum of 2% going toward firefighters' pensions. The total cannot exceed 4% combined in any 1 year. The city's offer also includes a second assistant chief's position. Now, there was a sea of yellow shirts inside the council chambers at Beaumont City Hall, filled with union members in a show of solidarity. The first round of talks ended October 8th without an agreement. Until a deal is reached, the firefighters are working under a contract extension. The main sticking points: pay and staffing. After the city made its offer, the firefighters caucused for about 20 minutes. When they returned, the union representative at the negotiations table said they needed more time to look over the city's offer. The union did not make a counteroffer. The talks between the two sides quickly turned into discussing the next meeting date. And also in the city's offer, when adding that second assistant chief, one will be required to chair the union safety committee. There was an addition of an operational guidelines committee as well. The city offered incentive pay for an associate's degree and EMT and paramedic certifications. Now, due to protocol, the city did not make a comment on camera. We're told the city will send a written statement. The next meeting date, by the way, is November 6th.
Well, early voting numbers are certainly up across Southeast Texas. We checked with the Jefferson County Clerk's office last night and learned more than 27,000 people have actually cast ballots through the first 3 days of early voting. In Orange County, the numbers add up to more than 9,900. And then in Hardin County, we have the numbers through day 2, more than 6,200 people voting early. Now, Rogers Park drawing the largest number of voters so far in Jefferson County. Then in Orange, you've got the public library, and while in Jasper, the courthouse annex drawing large crowds there. Of course, early voting does continue through November 1st. General election, in case you haven't heard, is November 5th, Tuesday. We have posted a list of early voting locations and times on our website at fox4beaumont.com. But as we mentioned, day 4 now underway, of course, for about 2 hours now. Folks are heading to the polls, and lots of folks taking advantage of early voting this year.
Oh, exactly.
I mean, quite some big numbers.
I think everybody's now there's still folks that want to follow tradition and find it patriotic to do it on election day. But now people, and I guess with what's happened in past election cycles, they're like, you know what, we just better get it done.
Let's get it, done early,
Well, one of the races to watch in Jefferson County, the tax assessor collector, 2 women vying for that job. Yesterday, Sean Webb Locke, the Democratic candidate, and Kate Carroll, the Republican, campaigning outside the early voting location at Rogers Park. Webb Locke says she has been serving the community through her businesses for almost 30 years now, and she says her experience as an educator with Beaumont ISD and CEO of a real estate company gives her the skills needed to hold the position of tax assessor collector. Carol says she's also given back to the community, serving on many nonprofit boards and volunteering with organizations like Gift of Life and Revision. She says her background as an owner of an EMS company and lobbying for that company in Austin make her qualified to serve as a tax assessor collector. Both candidates believe they are the best person for the job, and they aim to tackle the lower collection rate on property taxes that the county is currently facing. And right now, they're just encouraging everyone to do their research and vote for a candidate that aligns with their values.
Well, election officials in Texas have been investigating claims that some ballots did not correctly reflect a voter's choice for president. Election administrators in Tarrant County are addressing a viral video of claims the voting machines inaccurately recorded votes. Officials say that's not what happened. The county election administrator saying more than 115,000 ballots were processed on the first 2 days of early voting, adding election officials received just one unverified allegation of an issue. In that case, the voter realized the selection on the printed ballot was not the candidate they intended to choose. Officials aren't exactly sure what happened, but say it could have simply been a mistake on the voter's part. That's why they urge everyone to double check their ballot before submitting it. If there is an error, a new ballot can be issued to correct the mistake. Well, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and a local law enforcement agency is joining forces with a group of high schoolers in the fight against the disease. Beaumont Police Department officer Haley Morrow and her pink patrol car dropping by Kelly High School yesterday. She visited with members from the Pink Club, which is a school group raising awareness and money for breast and ovarian cancer throughout October. The joint effort aimed at driving up student involvement at the school. So far, the club has collected more than $4,500 in support of their cause. This Friday, aka tomorrow, Kelly High School is hosting a Pink Out game. During halftime, the group will present a check to the Julie Rogers Gift of Life program in Beaumont while celebrating cancer survivors on the field.
It's amazing what those kids have done. 4,500, just one high school.
It's a good amount. I think they did it by selling pink desserts, which is fun. So
that is fun. Yeah. And so many, several high schools do this to help Gift of Life. They have those pink nights.
Great.
So, well, every 11 minutes, a person commits suicide. That's according to the CDC. One family is turning the tragic loss of their son into a mission to prevent suicide. 16-year-old Castor Paget took his own life in 2022 at his family's home in Huffman. That's near Houston. His parents, Kyle and Kim Paget, started a nonprofit foundation honoring their son's name and memory. The Castor Paget Hope Foundation has raised more than $20,000 in scholarships for high school teens who have been affected by suicide or mental health concerns. The Paget's goal is to turn grief into action by ending a stigma surrounding suicide. To donate to the foundation, you can go to fox4beaumont.com, and we have a link there.
All right. Well, still to come this morning, Historic Pines Theater is making an effort to reopen their doors. We've got Living History up next. It's 10:15 on your Thursday morning. Well, many grew up going to see movies at the historic Pines Theater, but it's been closed for several years in need of costly repairs. Fox 4's Jade Morrow has more on the efforts to get the theater's doors open once again.
It's referred to as the jewel of downtown Silsbee, and many recall frequenting it.
I was an adult when I moved here, and this was one of the few active one movie theaters in the United States at that time.
The Pines Theater. It stood since 1925. Christy Brown, a volunteer determined to save the Pines, says it was the final nail in the coffin when Hurricane Harvey hit. The theater sustained significant damage and has been closed ever since.
It is a one-screen theater, and so it was owned by a corporation called AMC. And after Hurricane Harvey, they just didn't want to put any more money into it because it was not a revenue maker for them. So it closed. They put it up for sale. There was a real estate company out of Houston that was trying to sell it. And at the time, I was with economic development here in Silsbee. So I worked with many people to kind of see if we could find someone that would want to come in and rescue it and reopen it.
By way of a grassroots effort, Brown says a group of volunteers wrote to AMC and were able to buy the theater for just $1 in 2020, with the hope to reopen it to its former glory, if not better.
We want to open it back up with a live stage so that we can host concerts and plays and rent it for conferences. So we really find that it will bring value. And again, it's a rich piece of history in Silsbee.
Brown says they've raised about $400,000, but they need about $2 million to make all repairs.
And then we've recently started the remediation process because it is an older building. It definitely had a lot of mold, lead, and unfortunately asbestos. And so we have done the front part of the building and are working to do the larger theater part of the building very soon. We had some other water issues from a foundation standpoint that we had to address before we finished the remediation process.
They had great popcorn and great, refreshments of all types, and it was just it made Silsbee special.
Brown says her wish is to have the theater open in 2025. In Silsbee, I'm Jade Morrow reporting.
Well, you can learn more about fundraisers or how to donate on the Save the Pines Project Facebook page. We'll also have that linked on our website, which is fox4beaumont.com. So hopefully it can be brought back to life soon enough. Still to come this morning, we're going to be talking with the Humane Society of Southeast Texas. Two adorable little puppies.
Welcome to Ark Bark, and we have Eddie Johnson here with the Humane Society with these two precious siblings
Yes.
that they're puppies, they're siblings, and we're profiling these two, but you said there are 4 more?
Yes, there are 4 more siblings along with mom back at the facility. These aren't currently available for adoption. They're only 4.5 weeks old, but they'll be made available for adoption at 8 weeks of age.
Wow, they're babies. for
They are
real.
babies, yes.
So, Eddie, what's her story? How'd they end up at the Humane
Mom
Society?
showed up at a gentleman in the community's garden and dropped a litter of puppies in the garden. So he reached out to us. We took mom and babies, but this is just another 2 of the reasons why it's important to spay and neuter your animals.
Exactly, because that means so you would have had 4, so 6 puppies.
Yeah, so she's got 6 puppies when a simple spay procedure would have prevented these 6 puppies from having to live at the shelter.
Wow, that's amazing. It is. That's such an important message, and it's so easy to do. There are resources out there to make that happen too.
Yes, there are resources. At the shelter, we do have a low-cost spay and neuter clinic, as well as a wellness clinic. The city of Beaumont also has a voucher program for low-income families.
That's great.
It helps
Yeah,
with
so
that.
pretty much
So-
anybody can do it because that, obviously they're so cute. I know you'll find homes
yes,
for them,
yes.
but still is a challenge. In fact, we have Macy joining us, and Macy, check these puppy. They're so cute. They're just 4 weeks old, huh?
I can't resist.
it's 4.5
look
weeks
at
old.
them.
So we've
So-
got,
cute.
this is Indigo here,
Uh-huh.
and then we've got her brother Blue.
Oh
Oh,
my goodness, they're
they're so
precious.
small.
And this
Look at
takes a
them.
lot of, obviously, it's good that it's important. I'm sure you see them right here and you want to adopt
Look
them,
how
but it's
cute.
important. There's a process because you don't want to have them go to a home until they're
No.
kind of properly treated at the Humane
Yes, properly
Society.
treated. We won't release any animal younger than 8 weeks because that's the earliest you can safely spay or neuter an animal. So,
Wow. And tell us about that. That is what you can help out the Humane Society with donation. It's so needed because all of this costs money
Yes.
and to be able to support the pets until they're
Yes.
adopted. So tell me a little
Yes,
bit of what people can do to help
So
you
people
guys.
can donate. Donations is people always think money, but a lot of it is it's time. Come out and volunteer with us. Help us clean a kennel. Help us socialize an animal that needs. We've got a family that comes a lot. Mom and dad clean kennels while the kids read to the cats.
Oh, that's
It's a good
so
bonding
sweet.
time.
It's
Yeah.
just something to get the animals used to a home life, and it's not necessarily giving us money. It's just giving us time.
That is great.
Yeah.
So let's say people are watching and want to adopt one of these puppies or even the mom.
Mhm.
What's the process?
So a real simple process would be go to our website. We have an adoption application. The application is free to fill out. We'll have that processed within 24 hours. We'll email you back with our response, and then you can just schedule your appointment from there.
They're so cute. The
They're-
yawns are killing me.
Oh, I know they're like a little
Adorable.
sleepy still. So
Oh, they're
and-
so sweet.
Eddie, real quick too, if someone wants to take advantage, they have a situation where they need to get their pets. We want everyone to spay and neuter them. What do they need to do?
Yes,
Can
so you
contact y'all?
You can contact us directly by phone or at the office, or you can jump on our website and you can schedule your own spay and neuter appointment, wellness appointments, all directly from our website.
Okay, and I missed it real quick. So these dogs, obviously, they're super cute and so tiny right now. How big are they expected to get?
Mom's 45 pounds, so we're
Okay.
expecting at least that, if not a little bit bigger. We're not sure who the dad was, so
Okay.
size may
Good to
vary.
know, though.
Size may vary. I would recommend at least 40 to 50 pounds. full grown.
Okay.
Wow.
Good to know because
Well,
right
they're-
now they're
Yeah.
so tiny.
Well, they're just precious, and
They
we
are.
definitely want people to adopt them and adopt all the pets you have there. But in the meantime, if you want these, you got to wait a little bit.
Yeah, they're still on a hold for about 4 more weeks, and then they'll be available. So just keep a watch on our website. We update
Yeah.
that daily with who's available for adoption.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
they're
thank you so
sweet.
much,
Thank
Eddie,
y'all
for
for having us.
all that you do and giving us a chance to help out, hopefully find them homes. They are absolutely precious.
They are
Thank
so
you.
cute.
Stay with us. We're going to find out what's going on at Lamar when we come back. We're back with what's going on, the latest at Lamar. Lamar University has seen a steady increase in enrollment, which is great. There was record enrollment numbers leading into the fall of this year.
Yeah, Lamar saw a 12% growth in freshman year after year and 16% in first-time transfer students fall to fall. There has been an uptick in science areas in the engineering program, particularly the mechanical engineering major. Lamar has an all-time high record with attendance. To keep students engaged and build a community at Lamar, there are several programs such as the Cardinal Communities Program, academic coaching, and tutoring.
So what we're seeing with student engagement and lots of student organization involvement certainly does help in recruiting new students here to the university. That has been something in years past that I feel like we've been missing. So seeing that come back strong has been very promising for our new students.
Lamar staff hopes students have a greater sense of belonging at Lamar, which is why there are so many activities, clubs, and events. This year's homecoming had the highest attendance ever at a football game. More than 1,500 students were either involved in the game or attended. Lamar is starting to see a lot of engagement from academic areas as well.
A lot of freshmen that come in, and we have a big freshman class this year, kind of get lost in the shuffle of, going from high school to university life. And so we're really trying to use that peer mentoring program to keep those students on campus and keep them engaged.
If you're a student and want to get involved or a member of the community, you can find out more information about Lamar at lamar.edu.
And also at Lamar, the University Department of Communication and Media is hosting a lighting and cinematography workshop this Saturday, sponsored by the Southwest Media Alternate Program, a Texas-based media arts organization. The workshop will be divided into two sessions, the Mastering Advanced Cinematic Lighting session and the
Cinematography master.
I got it the first time.
You did so well the first time. Advanced tips and tricks session. The instructor will be a veteran cinematographer and filmmaker, Julie Newland, who has more than 20 years experience in the industry and has worked for networks such as A&E, CBS, and National Geographic. The workshop will be at the Lamar University Communication Building at 10 Saturday morning. Admission is $20 for students, and if you're part of the general public, it will be $40. So not bad. You'll learn a lot.
Also,
sure.
you can still go too, just as you don't have to be a student. You could just be, us going and still be able to have the opportunity to go and explore and learn something new. So valuable topics that should be interesting.
Well, there's a lot of reasons that I enjoy working with Macy, but for ARC at 10, it's Jessie Lee. She's great. Cooks so well.
Yeah.
And this is my first segment that I get to do with her. Jessie Lee is here to tell us some more healthy food alternatives. And she made like a personal favorite of mine.
Yeah, stay tuned. We'll be talking about some guilty pleasures, but making them healthy. are in the break room. This morning? Oh, yeah, it's still 10 o'clock. Okay, still 10:30. We've got Jessie Lee with us from For the Love of Foods. These are not fitting me. My hands
Oh,
are too big.
I'm glad you're trying it. Yeah, I don't think mine.
Just leave it. Don't
It's
do
okay. I
it.
got it. I got
Okay,
it.
yeah,
That's
Jessie's
fine.
got us covered.
I'll
But
do some work.
every Thursday we bring in Jessie and we do a little thing we like to do where we take some of our foods that we just like to eat that might not be the healthiest
Yeah.
for us, our little guilty pleasures, and find a way to make them healthy. Well, we don't find a way. Jessie finds a way
Yeah,
to make them healthy and succeeds every time in making it great.
And I'm so excited. Macy had asked. So this is my first time since Jessie's been doing the segment that I've been on the 10. And I'm thrilled. This is like the thrill for me to be we've been friends a long time. But the really fun part is that Jessie texts, what would I want to eat? And I'm a Pisces, so it took how many texts? And finally I said,
Yes,
meatballs,
a lot.
meatballs. And I'm excited.
Well, so we are going to make I'm going to incorporate a little bit of meat, a little
Okay.
Asian spice. I'm doing
Ooh.
a Korean meatballs.
Love.
That sounds
So we're
delicious.
but what's great is during the holidays right now, right? We're the
Yeah.
holiday season. We got Halloween, we got
Mhm.
Thanksgiving, Christmas. So we're gonna do a Korean meatball appetizer style.
I like it.
I like
Okay, I like
Yes.
this idea. This is so good. This is also meatballs are my go-to whenever we do our little potluck dinners
Mhm.
around
Oh,
here. As I
that's the
always do
thing, and I
meatballs.
love
So,
it. I really love
Yeah.
meatballs. And you're right.
but they're the frozen kind.
Appetizer,
So.
you can use it. I know one day she made some. I'm like, these are awesome. She's like, Angel, they're frozen. I'm like, sure, that's more than I can do.
So this is definitely a better option.
And
here.
this is a very easy recipe. I did a.
Oh, good.
It's because Angel said, "Can you do a recipe that's for non-chefs?" You know,
Angel friendly.
yes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a kind of a semi homemade.
Okay.
So we have a mixture of chicken breast and pork.
Okay.
Pork is a little more fattier, so it gets the meatballs a little bit moisture and
Yeah.
juicy. We're gonna add a little bit of chopped onions. Okay.
All right.
A little bit of green onions. And this
Yum.
is just a mixture of your garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika.
Okay.
Wow.
Perfect.
Okay, very easy.
So far, I think I can do this.
And we can do
He's
an
keeping
egg.
up. He's keeping up.
And the egg would just bind everything together. But what I really do is I found that making meatballs, the panko crumbs
Yeah.
is the best to use. I mean,
Really?
you can use whatever you like, but I find this is the best because meatballs, it'll dry out.
Yeah.
And so the breadcrumbs actually keeps the moisture in because it'll absorb all the moisture
Oh, sure.
and then it keeps it juicy. So you're just gonna mix everything together.
Yep.
I want to roll up in a ball.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we don't have an oven here, but I did bake everything already.
Okay.
You can pan sear it as well, but I found it just baking it is easier and all the fat kind of drips off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You can
easier.
just throw them
Look
all
how
in at
fast you've
once
done
too.
this.
It's very easy.
Yeah.
And 2 pounds of meat will make about 30 meatballs,
Okay.
little
Oh, that's
miniature
good
ones.
to know. Yeah.
All right, so usually at For the Love of Foods, we make our own Korean sauce,
Mhm.
but you want to be a little,
Yeah,
easier.
yeah.
So you can buy this Korean sauce anywhere, any of the
I might go to
supermarkets.
you and buy it.
And you can. And you just pour the Korean sauce in there. I kind of like to tweak it a little bit. So I add a little
Okay.
bit of honey because I like it a little bit sweeter.
Yum.
So a little local honey.
Which we always like to boost local honey
Yes,
too.
we
Good
do.
for allergies.
Mhm. And this is just oyster sauce.
And Jessica, I
Okay.
must say, I do Good Eats reports.
Okay.
And so many of the people that I profile always say how supportive you are for them
Aw.
on Facebook, which is neat because I love that local
Yeah.
eatery supporting
Thank you.
other
I
local
do.
eateries.
I do. I mean, it's the restaurant business is very hard to be in.
Yeah.
So supporting each other, I mean, it's enough business for everyone to go around. Okay, so we have a little soy
Certainly.
sauce and a little sesame.
Okay.
And I
Perfect.
add a little bit of water to it, and you mix it all together.
Okay.
Leave it on, just cook it for about
Mhm.
20 minutes or so. And then you'll drop your meatballs in there, let it continue to sit, and that's it.
Wow, that
Ta-da.
was easy.
It's very
I can
easy.
do that.
Yes.
Like,
And you get to try it now.
Oh, that's the best part.
it's like, that's what I'm
See,
here
I'm
for.
good at trying.
Okay, it might be a little hot, okay?
Okay.
Careful.
There you go.
Here, that's
Careful.
like steaming. Be
Yes,
very
yes.
careful. Look. Oh my
Should I
God.
just give you
I'm
one
gonna
that's
get-
not
Yeah,
steaming?
yeah,
Let me give you one that's not too on
Oh,
fire.
that's a good. That's
There
a
you
good
go.
idea.
Here, let
Keep
me.
it safe.
Yeah, keep it safe. How about that?
I'm over there looking like mom. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
really hot. I can
You
see
know.
the steam. Make sure you blow on it.
Macy's
I like-
the younger one
Here
here,
you go.
but she's
Try
definitely
that.
mom around here for sure.
Also, these are so cute. I like this. It's so simple and just like.
But you can
easy,
also
too,
put
for
over.
appetizers.
You can put over rice. You can put over
Yeah.
noodles. But I
Mm.
mean, it's the
Is it good?
holidays.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Mm.
And it's nice and light.
Perfect.
No
Perfect.
added oils or anything.
Mm.
Oh, that is good.
It's good. Did you doubt me?
No, I never do. That's the thing is I'm like, you could give me anything. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's good because it's gonna be good.
This
Thank
is
you.
so delicious. This is perfect.
And you
Perfect.
can make it. I mean,
I can, yeah.
20, 25 minutes. I mean, you'll have
It was so
meatballs.
quick.
Yep.
Should we?
Yeah, I love meatballs.
I want to see you make these.
I'll make you some.
There you go.
I'll
Yeah.
start making it, and then I might have to call Jesse. I'm
Yeah.
like, hey,
You're gonna get a
That's
call
fine.
one day, be like, "Hey, can you come over and help me, please?"
It's fine.
no,
I'll do
it's
it.
very easy. You make it so easy, and all your food. And that was part of it hard to pick because you made that soup last week
Oh.
that you left us.
Oh, with the
So
chicken
good.
tortilla soup.
The chicken
That was so good.
Amazing, amazing.
you.
Mhm.
That's the hard part about is that like coming up with stuff of like, okay, well, what do we want you to make next? Because no matter what, it's gonna be good. So it's like,
I appreciate that.
make anything, yeah. So of course, I always like to tell people. Jessie likes to give us these recipes and tell us, of course, our little guilty pleasures and things you make. But she's got so many options at her 2 locations for the Love of Foods, Nederland and Beaumont.
Yes.
Open Monday through Saturday, right?
Monday through Saturday, Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 6.
Mhm.
And on Saturdays, we open from 8 to 2.
Perfect.
Perfect
And
time
she
for Saturdays,
yeah,
too.
yeah, absolutely. And she has meals already ready to go. I think it was it yesterday or the day before, and just grabbed some meals. That way, it just makes life so much easier.
It is.
too.
It's ready-made meals. I mean, you don't have to
Yeah.
cook. You don't have to buy groceries. You don't have
Yeah.
to do the prep or anything like that. Just come in, grab and go, put it in the microwave, and you don't have to wash dishes.
And I feel so much better doing that as opposed to running through the drive-through and getting
Oh, it is.
something.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, wow,
And so
I
many
made a good
people
choice
are
today.
Trying to eat healthy.
Yeah.
So, but it's hard to prepare those meals for the
It really
week.
is.
And you
Yeah.
provide that convenience. And obviously, I have to ask a big question here since I am a guest to this show.
Mhm.
And since I asked you to bring meatballs, can I have another one?
Oh, this is all yours.
Oh, perfect.
I'm gonna
perfect,
pack it off
perfect,
for you.
Perfect. Oh, that sounds good. I might share, guys. I might share. But I mean, they're fantastic.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's just-
They're really
yeah.
good. Mhm.
I appreciate that.
Well, Jesse, thank you so much.
thank you
You
for
are
having
always
me.
and I might guest segment here. Look, I see some other guests coming in. Meatballs are mine. So, but
He's gonna sneak it every Thursday now.
yeah, we will be back with more ARC Southeast Texas after this. In the meantime, we're gonna snack some more.
We gotta get you an apron too.
That'd be
yeah.
great.
I like it.
That's a great idea, Jesse.
We know
it's an
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
Welcome back to ARC Southeast Texas. We are continuing our self-defense series where we are learning self-defense moves just in case you need them. You never know what kind of predicament that you're going to be in. So the last time we learned what to do if someone grabs you by your hair. This time we're going to learn what happens if someone comes up from behind. So maybe you're putting groceries in the car, you're just walking down the street. You never know what can happen. We do have Shelly Kimler with us again, who has been teaching us all of our self-defense moves and has been so helpful. And she's going to demonstrate first on Aaron, and then Jade and I are going to give it a a shot. Oh, right
So-
into it.
So they're going to come up behind you and they're going to grab you over your arms. The first thing you want to do, this is going to be very animated. You want to drop down, bend your knees. You want your legs really wide, and you're going to shrug up. And also, then after you get here, you're going to take a step back behind them, and you want to shelf their leg on top of your leg. So you're still bending your knees just a little bit. And I like to hold this arm that's over the shoulder right here. And so the next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to pop up and make sure that they fall. And then again, we want to run away.
Okay.
So
This
you
one,
wanna
I
try?
thought, I'm nervous for this one. I don't know why. Okay.
I'll walk you through it.
Okay.
So they're
Behind.
grab. So you want to drop, bring your
don't like
knees
this
really
one.
wide. The more
Okay.
animated, the better. Yes.
And you said shoulders up,
And you want to shrug as hard as you can.
Okay.
Yep.
and then,
So you're going to grab that hand, whichever direction you want to go.
okay.
You're going to take
This
the
leg?
opposite leg. It's going to go behind his leg, just like that. You're going to bend your legs a little bit more.
Okay.
Yep.
And then,
So then you're going to pop up as hard as you
are you
can
ready?
and turn into him at the same time, just like that. Perfect.
I swear it wasn't that hard. I feel like I'm okay. Okay. That one's not as scary as it seems.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Okay,
Okay.
Jade,
Or
give
I'm
it.
about to find out.
You
if
give
what
it a
you're saying is
shot.
true. Okay. Okay. So wide.
So drop your legs wide, wide, wide. Yep.
wide,
And then you're
okay.
going to shrug real wide. Bring your
Shrug.
elbows up. You're going
And
to
then
grab
this.
his wrist. Yep.
And
And
then-
you're going to step back with the opposite leg, just like that.
Okay.
You want to bring your leg up against his leg.
You're
Just
close
like
to the wall.
Really
Perfect.
perfect.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
And then you're going to pop up and turn into him at the same time.
okay, like that.
So you're going to
Okay.
turn into him. Ready, go.
Oh,
That's
we
okay.
went back. Okay.
So you're going to,
Okay.
Yep.
Wide base. Pop up.
you're going to grab that
Like
arm
that.
with both hands. You're
Okay.
going to take a step back.
Back.
Right there. It's going to sound like scary, but you
Okay.
want to turn and face him as you're twisting and pushing him down.
This. Okay.
So ready,
Okay, I
pop
see.
up and turn. Ready, go.
Oh,
Perfect.
like that. Okay. Okay.
She's like, I got it now.
Yeah, well,
Don't
it makes
worry.
sense when you
Yeah.
practice it a couple of times, like really getting in there.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, there you go. There's another move that you can use if you find yourself in a situation where someone's coming up from behind and getting you. We are going to continue our self-defense series, but if you want to see past moves that we've learned from Shelly, you can go to our website, kftm.com and foxforbeaumont.com. But until then, be sure to stay tuned for more ARC Southeast Texas.
So that's our web guy, Aaron Barnhill. And I don't think he's going to survive this segment. I mean, you're going to have to find another model because y'all, and he does this himself. So, but you and Jade.
Well, I'll tell you what,
lethal.
We take it easy on him. Shelly shows no mercy. She's like, no, you guys got to get in there. Because the big thing is that, and we try to talk about it a lot. Obviously, you're watching these moves, and even we're learning these moves in the moment and kind of going through them. And of course, it's easy whenever someone's right here in front of you to try it. But when you're in that situation of, to be honest, panic, right? That something's happening to you, you're going to panic and not know what to do. So they always say the biggest thing that you need to remember too is practice. You have to do it over and over again and find someone that you can practice on and that you constantly are like thinking about those moves, doing those moves. So then eventually it becomes a bit of muscle memory.
That's a great point because a lot of time, and then you have to take it seriously. You can't joke around because you know the person or something. You really have to take it seriously because that's the only way you're going to learn. But it's so important nowadays because you never know what's going to happen, and to be able to have that skill, it's a great thing for everyone to be skilled at. So.
It's been interesting to kind of learn just a lot of things. And also we want to focus too, after we kind of go through, we've got like 4 moves, also the misconceptions of things you shouldn't do, because there's a lot of things that you hear online or even just like think in your mind of, if someone comes from behind and like starts to choke you or something, like, okay, well, let me just bite them. But realistically, that could break your jaw because they're going to pull back and hurt you.
That's a great
point.
Yeah.
It's stuff and like, right. And you think, oh, okay, well, let me swing and like hit them. But that's not going to help you either. If you're in that situation, the person that's coming after you is not.
They're determined.
Yeah. They're not there in the moment. And like, they're already
thinking ahead. Yeah.
Right. Not in a good state of mind to be doing that.
Well, I think also it's a good thing about this is not only do you have get to see this weekly, but then we put it on our website. YouTube, and that helps you because you can practice at home and actually what did they do, and you can actually see it. But no, it's a great service to the community.
Practice at home. Don't be like, calling the husband to
No, you have to do it. Well,
Like, don't,
on a funny note, I know Aaron, who's the model there, has been demanding money from y'all, and so far he hasn't gotten a cent. He gets beat up all the
well,
time.
you saw those moves, no
Mhm.
way. Yeah.
Great move. So
Lay down the law there. Don't let it happen. So be sure to go check that out on our website, and we're going to continue that series every week, so that way you can learn some valuable information, hopefully, and be able to go back and watch step by step of the moves that you need to know and be able to do if you find yourself in that situation. Hopefully you don't, but
yeah, but it's
never
good to
know.
be prepared. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Well, Patrina Adger will tell us what's coming up in the news at noon after the break. Stay tuned for that.
.50 this morning. Now we want to take a look inside the newsroom and talk with KFDM's noon anchor, Patrina Adger.
So as the title says, Patrina, what's up at noon?
Good morning, Angel and Macy. Here's some what we've got coming up at noon. Some heartbreaking news, actually, out of Galveston County. The DA there says a mother deliberately dropped her 17-month-old daughter from a hotel balcony to the ground below. When first responders found the child, she had 3 puncture wounds in her back. They think there's possibly a knife wound, so we'll have more on that coming up. Also, some happier news here. Invista decides to continue production there after initially announcing last year that they were shutting down. So we'll tell you what's behind that decision. Also, the countdown continues. We've got 12 days until Election Day. We will tell you where the candidates are today. And then coming up today at noon for my interview, I have St. Anne's Catholic Church coming on to talk about their Halloween carnival that's coming up this Saturday. So you don't want to miss that. All of that coming up on the news at noon.
Thank you, Patrina. And that St. Anne's Carnival is so much fun. I mean, it's been going on forever.
Yeah.
And it is really a good family fun event to celebrate Halloween. They have a lot of cool stuff there. It's been going on for decades.
Yeah, we got to talk a little. I think it was like 46 years. We talked to them yesterday about a little bit of it. So it's cool to see a lot of the folks that work there now in the school have actually attended that carnival in the past and kind of grew up around the carnival to see what it's like now and just how much that it has grown over the years. So lots of exciting stuff. Of course, it's that time of year where there's carnivals, festivals, you name it.
So
Pumpkin
much.
patch.
It's hard to, I think people always say, is there anything to do? It's hard to keep up because there's so much to do.
I don't think you have enough time in the day to do it all at this point. Yeah, this time of year. So, well, again, that's at noon over on KFDM. So join Patrina there. Of course, you can always stream as well on KFDM.com. Still to come this morning, though, we're going to be taking a look at our question of the day.
Well, yesterday was National Horror Movie Day. So on our KFTM Facebook page, we asked you, what's your favorite horror movie?
Yeah, we received over 150 comments. Want to take a look at some of the favorites. There's one on here that just really cracked me up. Nicholas Istre said, text dot.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. That is funny. Ooh, Lisa Femer said Chucky, and that is scary. I think anything that looks like a doll or a clown to me, or a former toy, I just totally. Oh, Pet Cemetery.
Scream's a good one. I like Scream, Friday the 13th, all of them. That's another good one.
But what's funny about Scream, it's like really, it's good, it's interesting, but it also has comic appeal too.
Yeah. Well, I think it's, for me, a lot of horror movies do, just because I kind of feel like you can see it coming. So whenever they're like, let's run to the basement,
Right.
that's not going to save you.
No.
What else you got? Sleepy Hollow.
That one's disturbing.
What was the one John Kane liked?
Changeling.
Changeling.
Yeah, that was from 1980.
Oh, they made a remake.
Oh,
Okay.
that's the remake? Okay, gotcha.
The Conjuring movie.
Oh, that's the original. Gotcha. Have you seen the remake? Is it good?
You also got Annabelle. He said the remake isn't good. Michael Jordan said The Shining.
Yeah.
We got Michael Jordan commenting on our stuff.
That's pretty famous.
Look at that.
Well, he's retired now, so you can do that.
A lot of these I haven't heard of yet, so we'll have to check these out. You like horror movies as long as there's not clowns? Is that what you said?
No, you know what? I kind of like clowns because I like being scared, which is weird, but I like being scared.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, it was scary, so that really, if you did like clowns after it, believe me, you won't like them. And then the other, I think that's another one. And then, I can't think. Oh, I was going to say entertaining. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one, that's kind of serious and scary.
Sure.
But I don't know if it's 2 or by 3, maybe 3. By that time, it's comical. I've never laughed so hard as watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think part 3.
I'll have to watch some of these. I haven't seen a lot of them.
Chucky can be comical just because it's a funny looking doll, but it's scary. And then there's the Bride of Chucky. That's also. No, that's a good selection. So go, if you can't give a suggestion, go on there and look. You might get some
Check
ideas
it out.
for yourself.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing better than a Halloween when you could do
a little
watch something spooky.
Yeah, could be a lot of fun, huh? Boo. Oh, I tried to.
She's so good at acting, but that was a little bit.
I did my best. Yeah, KFDM News Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you and also answer our question of the day for today. So we'll see you. We'll both see you back here tomorrow. We'll be back
because
again.
Jade is still on vacay.
There we go. So Friday edition of ARC Southeast Texas at 10. We hope that you
See,
can
now
join
John's
us.
telling me vague.
It's
What
not
is it?
vague. Don't listen to him. It's vacay.
Yeah, he is old too.